Greetings, fellow garden enthusiasts, and welcome back to Hobbies and More. Today marks the fourth episode of my small space gardening series, and I am shifting my focus to another delightful herb, oregano. Whether you are a seasoned gardener or just starting out, join me as I explore everything you need to know about growing oregano in your apartment vases. Before I delve into oregano maintenance, let's take a moment to reflect on the valuable knowledge I have gained from previous episodes. In my journey through small space gardening, I have explored the joys of cultivating a miniature herb garden right in my apartment. I began by laying the foundation of my green vases, learning how to select the right pots, soil, and light conditions to support the growth of various herbs. In my second episode, I ventured into the enchanting realm of mint, discovering its preferences for sunlight, soil, and moisture. I explored propagation techniques, maintenance practice, and the myriad use of mint in culinary and daily life. Building upon that knowledge, I then turned my attention to the aromatic beauty of rosemary. I learned how to provide the optimal growing conditions for rosemary, including light, soil, and pruning requirements, as well as how to address common issues like pests and diseases. Now, armed with insight from my previous herb growing adventure, let's dive into the world of oregano and uncover everything you need to know about cultivating this versatile herb in your apartment garden. So, whether you are a seasoned gardener or just starting out, let's embark on another exciting journey into the world of small space gardening. To truly understand the needs of oregano in our apartment gardens, let's take a moment to explore its natural habitat. Oregano, scientifically known as Oreganum vulgar, is native to Mediterranean region, where it thrives in rocky, well-drained soil and busts the warm, sunny climate. In its native habitat, oregano often grows wild in rocky hillside, coastal cliffs, and dry, scrubby landscapes. It's well adapted to harsh conditions of its environment, with its aromatic leaf serving a defense mechanism against herbivores and pests. Oregano's preference for well-drained soil reflects its adaptation to the rocky, nutrient-poor soil of the Mediterranean. Its shallow root system allows it to access water and nutrients efficiently, while its drought tolerance enables it to withstand periods of dryness without wilting. Withstanding oregano's natural habitat provides valuable insights into its preferred growing conditions in our apartment garden. By mimicking the rocky, well-drained soil and sunny exposure of its native environment, I can ensure that our oregano plants thrive and flourish indoors. Now that I have gained a deeper appreciation for oregano's natural habitat, let's explore how I can recreate those optimal growing conditions in my apartment garden. Let's kick things off with the discussion of light requirements for oregano. Oregano, like many Mediterranean herbs, thrives in bright sunlight. When setting up your apartment garden, aim to place your oregano pot in a sunny spot that receives at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight each day. South-facing windows are ideal as they provide ample sunlight throughout the day. If natural light is limited, consider supplementing with grow light to ensure your oregano plants receive the light they need to flourish. Next up, let's talk soil. Oregano prefers well-draining soil with a slightly alkaline pH. A sandy or loamy soil mix works well for this herb, as it mimics the dry, rocky conditions of its native Mediterranean habitat. Ensure your pot has good drainage to prevent waterlogging, which can lead to root rot. A mix of potting soil, perlite, and coarse sand provides excellent drainage, while retaining just the right amount of moisture for your oregano plants. Now, let's discuss pot size. Oregano plants have relatively shallow root system, so pot that in a 6 to 8 inches in diameter and equally deep should provide ample space for growth. However, if you are growing multiple oregano plants or want to encourage vigorous growth, opt for slightly larger pot or accommodate their spreading habit. When it comes to soil composition, oregano appreciates a lean, well-draining mix. Combine equal parts of potting soil, coarse sand and perlite to create a light, airy blend that promotes healthy root growth and prevents waterlogging. Additionally, adding a small amount of limestone or crushed eggshells to the soil mix can help maintain the slightly alkaline pH that oregano prefers. Now let's dive into propagation. Oregano can propagate it from both seeds and cuttings, but for quicker results I recommend starting with cuttings or directly bought it from nursery. The process is simple as usual. Select a cutting. Choose a very healthy stem from an existing oregano plant, preferably one that's not flowering. Look for stems that are green and sturdy with no signs of disease or damage. Then prepare that cutting using a clean, sharp scissors or pruning spears. Snip a 4 to 6 inches section of stem just below the node. Remove the lower leaves from the cutting, leaving a few sets of leaves at the top. Then dip the cut end of the stem either in the rooting hormone powder to encourage root development. Otherwise, just insert the cutting into the small pot filled with moistened soil mix. Gently press the soil around the base of the cutting to ensure good contact. Then place the pot in a warm, bright location with indirect sunlight. Keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged, and avoid exposing the cutting to direct sunlight, which can cause them to dry out. Within few weeks, your oregano cutting should begin to develop roots and establish themselves in the soil. Once roots have formed, you can transplant the cutting into larger pots or outdoor garden beds where they'll continue to thrive and grow. Whether you choose to propagate from cutting or seeds, providing the right growing conditions and care will ensure your oregano plants flourish in your apartment garden. Now that I have covered propagation, let's explore some essential maintenance practice to keep your oregano plants healthy and productive in their small space habitat. For that, let's not forget one of the most critical aspects of oregano care, that is watering. While it's essential to provide your oregano plants with sufficient moisture, overwatering can be just as detrimental as underwatering. Oregano prefers to dry out between watering, so it's crucial to strike the right balance. Water your oregano plants deeply but infrequently, allowing the top inch of soil to dry out before watering again. During the summer months, when growth is more vigorous, you may need to water more frequently, but always adjust your watering schedule according to your plant's needs. To prevent overwatering, ensure your pots have adequate drainage holes to allow excess water to escape freely. Additionally, avoid letting your oregano plants sit in water-filled saucers, as that can lead root rot. Monitoring soil moisture level and watering your oregano plants judiciously, you will help maintain their health and vitality in your apartment garden. Before we delve into the specifics of oregano care, let's cover two crucial topics. One is fertilization and common problems. Fertilization ensures our oregano plants receive the nutrients they need to thrive, while understanding common issues allow us to address them proactively and keep our plants healthy. Oregano is a relatively low maintenance herb when it comes to fertilization. However, providing a light application of balanced fertilizer in the spring and summer months can support healthy growth and flavor development. Choose a fertilizer with a balanced NPK and follow the instruction for application rates. Avoid over-fertilizing, as it can lead to excessive foliage growth at the expense of flavor. We can't forget the importance of pruning when it comes to oregano care. Pruning plays a crucial role in maintaining the health and vigor of your oregano plants, promoting bushier growth and enhancing flavor. Regular pruning helps prevent oregano from becoming leggy and encourages the development of new growth. To prune your oregano plants, simply snip off top 1/3 of the stems using clean, sharp scissors or pruning shears. Focus on removing any woody or spent stems as well as flowering stalks to redirect the plant energy into producing fresh foliage. Additionally, remove dead or yellowing leaves helps improve air circulation around the plant and reduces the risk of fungal diseases. Be sure to prune your oregano plants regularly throughout the growing season to maintain their compact, healthy appearance. By incorporating pruning in your oregano care routine, you will ensure your plants remain robust and productive, ready to lend their aromatic flavor to your culinary creations. Now about common problems. Despite its resilience, oregano can encounter a few common issues that may affect its growth and vitality, which includes overwatering. Oregano is susceptible to root rot if subject to soggy soil conditions. Ensure your oregano plants are planted in well-draining soil and water them only when the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch. About pest. While oregano is relatively resistant to pests, it may occasionally attract aphids, spider mites, or white flies. Inspect your plants regularly for signs of pest infestation, such as distorted foliage or webbing, or treat them promptly with insecticidal soap or neem oil if necessary. Oregano is generally resistant to diseases, but it may develop fungal issues such as powdery mildew if subjected to humid conditions or poor air circulation. Ensure proper spacing between plants to avoid overhead watering to minimize the risk of fungal diseases. By addressing these common problems and providing proper care, you can ensure your oregano plants remain healthy and productive in your apartment garden. But first, here a hint about my next episode. I'll be diving into the world of basil and our beloved herb with a wealth of culinary potential, so stay tuned for more herb growing adventures and hobbies and more. If you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Bye for now. We'll meet again. Happy gardening.